Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, yesterday my students drove me insane because they don't pay attention and follow the directions they've been given.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is we're going to go over a problem that everybody should have found easy yesterday. Because you can add 7 to a number, obviously. And you should be able to fill out a coordinate graph without drawing crazy lines on it and making me insane, because the whole lines over and lines up makes me crazy, and people do it. So hopefully you're watching and paying attention so that I don't get crazier. Now the question that you read yesterday talked about Lou's age and talked about her brother Kai, and it said Kai is 7 years older than Lou, and it told you to fill in this chart, and then it told you to fill in this coordinate graph, and a lot of you left this blank like it was an option or something. That's crazy. So let's go with Carter. If Lou is 1, Kai would be 8. Saraya, if Lou is 2, Kai would be 9. How are you getting this, Saraya?
Because I'm adding 7.
Adding 7, which makes this an additive pattern. If you were multiplying it by something, then it would be a multiplicative pattern. Eli, if Lou is 3, Kai is 10. Caitlin, if Lou is 4, Kai is 11. And Ryland, if Lou is 5, Kai is 12. And this is an additive pattern. An additive pattern. Why are we not watching? Because you'll make me insane. Now it said we had to label the x-axis, the y-axis, and the origin. If you watched what we did yesterday, or what we did last week, in the videos that we used to preview this information, the x-axis is horizontal. That is this line right here. That is 0 all the way across. The y-axis is the vertical axis, the up and down axis, and the origin is where we start. Origin means beginning. Origin is where we start. And we always start. Oh, I spelled that right. O-R-G-I-N? Okay. The origin is where we always start when we start graphing on a coordinate graph at 0, 0. 0 on the y-axis, 0 on the x-axis. So this is always the origin. We're only doing the first coordinate where everything's positive. Positive x, positive y. There are 4 coordinates where you could go negative x, positive y, negative x, negative y, negative, positive x, negative y. So we're only doing the first coordinate this year. Now when you graph on a coordinate grid, we're putting dots. We're not line over, line up, and making crazy lines on it. Now, if you need to recognize a pattern, you may make it a line graph, but we're not putting crazy lines over and up. We're not making bar graphs, because that's not what kind of graph it is. And our dots are going to go in a specific place. Now, what are we counting by here, Emma? Each of these lines represents what?
Times 2.
What is this?
Oh, 1.
1. So each line represents 1. Now they skipped, so they have more reason to write, or more room to write. So now our first ordered pair, and this is what we call ordered pairs. Lou's age is 1, Kai's age is 8. What that means is we start at the origin, the beginning, the origin, always at 0, 0. And we're going to go 1 on the x-axis, 1 over for Lou, and we're going to go up 8 for Kai, because that's our ordered pair. And there's where our dot would be, where they would meet. Where they would meet. It's similar to when you're looking at a map, and a map will tell you where things are. Now we go to our second ordered pair, which is 2, 9. And they always have these parentheses around them. We start at the origin, which is here. We go over 2, and we go up 9. Now this should form a straight line. It's a diagonal straight line. And now I hand drew this, so it may not end up being exactly straight. And then our next ordered pair would be 3, 10. Our first number is always our x. Our first number is always our x-axis. We go x and then y. And when you looked at that Google Slides yesterday, you saw on one of the slides where it looks like you run and then jump. That's how you remember it. That's one way to remember it. Run, because we go horizontally, and then jump, that's vertically. So we go over 3, and as Emma told us, we're counting by 1. Each line is counting by 1. You don't always count by 1. Sometimes your numbers are bigger. You want to count by 5s, or you want to count by 10s, or 25s, or 100s. Sometimes you'll determine what the best way to do it is. But obviously you don't want to have to go way over here off the graph and way up here off the graph. So you're going to have to think before you label your own coordinate graph, which in part of that Google Slides, it's going to tell you you have to do that. Let's see. So we got to do 3, 10, 3 over, 10 up. Our next one is 4, 11. 4 over 11 up. 5 over 12 up. And so it always goes x, y. The x is always the first number. The first number is always, you always start at the origin. The first number will take you horizontally. Always start with the x. So you're always going to go horizontally, then vertically. And we're just doing dots. What I saw yesterday is people going, that will make Mr. McMurdo insane-er. He doesn't like this because it's not correct. So Mr. McMurdo doesn't like not correct. Especially something easy as this. I mean, I give assignments. There's going to be difficult questions. But this wouldn't be one of the difficult questions. This is one of those questions that you should look at and go, all right, I got it. Let me make sure I take my time and do it right. But pretty sure I got this. This shouldn't be one where you go, oh my goodness, what am I supposed to do here? It's not that kind of question. So we're not freaking out like that. Got it. Boom, chocolate, peace out, God bless, love you, do something kind today, save the bees. Please subscribe, bring me Dr. Pepper.